Today I want to give an example of how I use Git from the command line as a version control system when I'm working on my Unreal Engine 4 projects. So the first thing I'm going to do is hop over to GitHub. I'm going to make a new repository. I'll just call it video demo for now. And that'll give me this HTTPS URL that I'll need later. So back over here, I'm in the directory. I'm using Git Bash, by the way, and I'm in the directory for my Angry 3D project, which is in one of my earlier videos. And if I do git status, I can see there's no Git repository here. So first thing I'm going to do actually is go back to Unreal Engine and make sure everything is saved. Control-Shift-S. That'll just keep life a lot easier for me. All right, so now I can say git init, and this will create an empty repository here in this directory. Now if I say git status, I can see that there are several untracked files, including these directories. Now, of course, some of these directories we do not want in version control. Intermediate and saved, for example, there's no reason to put those into version control. So what we need is a good git ignore file. Now, if we just hop online and do a quick search for UE4.gitignore, we can find a pretty good default one over here. So, if we're running Git Bash here, easy way to create a git ignore file is, I'll just select all this. Then I can use the bash command cat, redirecting into .gitignore. Oops. I used middle click to paste there, but I had the wrong thing in the clipboard. So Control C and middle click paste, and then Control D will end that stream. And what happens is the cat command just took all of the stuff that I pasted in here and put it into a file called .gitignore. We can see it if we use ls-a, that there's a file called .gitignore and there's a directory called .git. If I say git status, I can see that now these are the only things that are considered to be added to the repository because the other directories are in the gitignore. And additionally, if I wanted to take a look at that file, or really any text file, you can always use the command less to see what's in there. Q gets you out of less. Okay, so a little introduction for folks who might not be so familiar with the command line and bash in particular. All right, so I'm going to use the command git add -A. What that's going to do is take all of the files that are untracked in this list here and put them in, not actually put them in the repository, but stage them for commit. So now if I say git status, I can see that all of these files are staged for commit. That looks pretty good, so I'll go ahead and commit those files with git commit -am. So the A means all the files that are staged for commit. And M means I'm going to specify the commit message right here on the command line. So I'll just call this initial commit. Good. Git status again will show that everything's clean. Everything within this working directory is in the repository. I can use git log to take a look at the log of commits. But what I really want to do now is push this up to the to GitHub. So again, let's grab this HTTPS. Easier thing to do. That's the command we're going to need. So I'll just take that again, middle click paste. Oops, had the wrong thing in the clipboard. Here we are. All right, Control C to copy. Normally I use Linux where selecting is the same as putting it into the clipboard. I got to get used to Windows where you have to actually press Control C. All right, so select that, Control C, middle click over here. There we are. And then again, this is the command that'll push and create the master branch. Oops. Once again, I need to remember to select and press Control C and then middle click paste. All right, that should do it. So now up here, if we reload this page, we can see our project is in the repository. So let's see what would happen if I want to make a change and then push that change. So here within Unreal Engine, maybe I want to just take my projectile and change its color. That's a nice easy thing to do. So let's, well here, I'll start by making a material and we'll call it yellow. And so to make my yellow material, oops, get rid of that for now. Let's just pull off the base color and make a constant 3 vector, red, green, blue. Double click in it, and let's see. That's a nice shade of yellow. Let's go with that one. We can see in the preview here that that's what it'll look like on a lit sphere. That looks pretty good to me. Save it, Control S, close that, And back in the projectile, I can select my sphere and then very easily just drag the material over there. Look at the viewport. Oops, there it is, yellow sphere. Close that up, play the game. There, nice. Okay, now once again, I have to be very careful when I'm using command line Git combined with Unreal Engine to make sure that all of my assets are saved before I start doing any manipulations with version control. Unreal Engine does have beta support for Git. I've had a little trouble with it, although most of that trouble tends to come from these kinds of cases where I have assets in different states of being saved. So I've become much more comfortable with the command line, which is why I'm shooting this video. So Control-Shift-S, now everything's saved. You probably saw that little star that was there disappear. We'll go back to Git Bash, Git status, and we can see that this asset was modified. And we also have a new asset, myellow, which is that, of course, yellow material that we created. So once again, git add -A will add this previously untracked file so that it is staged for commit. And now we can commit that and say add yellow material. Push. I'm on the master branch, so that'll push to master. And again, just to verify, we can reload over here and see, yep, we have 2 commits there. There, so I hope that's helpful for you as you start working with Git Bash and the command line combined with Unreal Engine 4. Thanks for watching.